10 huge swerves WWE could pull off at Elimination Chamber 2020. 10. New SmackDown Tag Champions are crowned. At WWE Super Showdown, John Morrison and The Miz captured the SmackDown Tag Team titles from The New Day in a victory that had been a long time coming for the duo. The last time The Miz and Morrison were tag champions, it was all the way back in 2009. But while this win is monumental for the duo, it could also be short-lived. At the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, the new champs will defend their titles inside the barbaric structure against The New Day, The Usos, the Lucha House Party, Heavy Machinery, as well as Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Though the odds clearly aren't in favor of the champs, most fans are expecting Miz and Morrison to retain, as they only won the titles recently, and taking them off them now would be bizarre to say the least. With that said, taking the titles off the pair now could lead to a quick face turn for either man if one blames the other for the loss, and with WrestleMania 36 on the horizon, having two friends face off on the grandest stage of them all isn't a bad idea. Number 9. Goldberg appears. At Super Showdown, Goldberg defeated Bray Wyatt to capture the Universal Championship in a match that has left many fans reeling. Few people expected the Hall of Famer to capture the title, but what we do know now is that Goldberg will face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, though the big dog is interestingly without a match for this Sunday's pay-per-view. Given his star power, there's a good chance that Reigns will still appear during the show, even if he doesn't have a match, as a backstage interview segment could allow the big dog to help build up the WrestleMania match. Given his part-time status, nobody's expecting the new Universal Champion to appear, but having Goldberg show up this Sunday could help further build his feud with the big dog. Whether it be just a face-to-face stare-down or even an attack, an appearance by the new Universal Champion could certainly help sell WrestleMania, and hopefully cause even the most loyal fans of The Fiend to get behind this new angle featuring the new WWE Universal Champion. Number 8. The Revival take a spot in the tag title match. We've already mentioned that The Miz and John Morrison will have to defend their titles against 5 of the top teams on SmackDown, but one notable absence from the match is The Revival. Despite being former Raw, SmackDown, and NXT tag champs, the pair of Dash and Dawson haven't been included in the match, and according to reports, this is because the pair haven't signed a new deal with WWE. If WWE is serious about having the duo stay in the company, then having the pair make an impact this Sunday could definitely help persuade them to stay, especially if they capture the SmackDown Tag Team titles inside the Elimination Chamber match. Though the Revival are most likely about to exit the company, as they have recently been trademarking phrases such as the Shatter Machine, the WWE and the Revival would have to come to some sort of deal before this Sunday's pay-per-view, a deal which would see them win championship gold. With that said, putting the titles on the popular tag team would be a very good idea, and if it does help convince the pair to stay, then this swerve will be all the sweeter for Vince McMahon. Number 7. A SmackDown Women's Championship match is added to the card. At WWE Super Showdown, Bayley made history as she became the first woman to defend a women's championship in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. After defeating Naomi in Riyadh, though, the former hugger is left without a contender, and right now, there is no match for the SmackDown Women's Champion announced for this Sunday's pay-per-view. While it's been heavily rumored that Naomi will be receiving another title match against Bayley at WrestleMania, that means that the champion will be without a contender until April, though there's still time for a match to be announced for this Sunday. On SmackDown, there's no shortage of talented superstars who want a shot at Bayley, from former champions like Carmella to those who have never held championship gold such as Lacey Evans or Dana Brooke. Adding a title match to this Sunday's card could go a long way to help keep Bayley and the SmackDown Women's division relevant, as with there being so much focus on the Raw Women's title picture, a SmackDown Women's title match could help balance things out. Number 6. The Cesaro Nakamura Zayn stable implodes. This Sunday, new Intercontinental Champion Braun Strowman will have his hands full as he'll defend his title against former champion Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. Meeting in a 3-on-1 handicap match, the odds aren't in the favor of the champion, and though many still expect the monster among men to retain, the manner in which he keeps the gold could lead to a swerve. For months, Sami Zayn has aligned himself with Shinsuke Nakamura and has recently brought Cesaro into the fold, though the desire of all 3 men to hold the IC title could lead to this faction imploding. While Zayn has been a heel for the past few years, fans will remember him being one of the most beloved babyfaces of all time not too long ago, especially during his run in NXT. If the trio are unable to take the Intercontinental title from the Monster Among Men, then a post-match scuffle between the three could see Cesaro and Nakamura blaming their manager for the loss, beating Zayn down and turning him face. As three of the most talented stars on SmackDown, it's a tragedy that Cesaro, Nakamura, and Zayn aren't utilized more, and with WrestleMania approaching, turning the Canadian face could help secure all three a spot on the biggest show of the year. Number 5. Braun Strowman loses the Intercontinental Championship thanks to Sheamus. We've already mentioned that WWE could shock everyone by splitting up the trio of Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Cesaro, but it could be equally as shocking if the group stayed together. After capturing the Intercontinental Championship on the January 31st edition of SmackDown, Strowman's title reign is still in its infancy, and the Monster Among Men has had no challengers outside of the King of Strong Style. With that in mind, many are expecting Strowman to retain his title this Sunday, but the WWE could swerve everyone by taking the title off him so suddenly thanks to Sheamus. Much like the SmackDown Tag Team titles, the idea of Strowman losing the title so quickly after winning it seems backwards, but with the reports of the Monster Among Men and the Great White facing off at WrestleMania, these two need to start building to a feud soon. If Sheamus were to cost Strowman the title, it could even lead to the former world champion being the latest star to be managed by Sami Zayn, and both men could have a war at WrestleMania before setting their sights on the Universal title after the show of shows. Number 4. The Boss and Hug Connection versus Lacey Evans and Naomi. We've already mentioned that the WWE could swerve fans by adding a SmackDown Women's title match to the card at the last minute, but that isn't the only potential match for Bayley. For weeks, the former hugger has been engaged in feuds with both Lacey Evans, whom she defeated at the Royal Rumble, and Naomi, whom she bested at Super Showdown in the first women's title match in Saudi Arabia. On SmackDown recently, the pair have joined forces, and a tag match could be added to this Sunday's card, pitting Evans and Naomi against Bayley and her best friend Sasha Banks. Of course, this match has already taken place on the February 28th edition of SmackDown, but we all know that the WWE's never been afraid of repeating matches on TV and pay-per-view. If the WWE is insisting on having Bayley versus Naomi at WrestleMania, then having the Glow pin the SmackDown Women's Champion this Sunday could certainly give Naomi a reason to challenge for the gold in Tampa, as it looks like Naomi will be the one to end Bayley's record-breaking reign as SmackDown Women's Champion. Number 3. The Undertaker helps Alistair Black. This Sunday, Alistair Black will hope to get a modicum of revenge on the OC when he meets AJ Styles in a no disqualifications match. With this stipulation, that means that both Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson will be allowed to assist their phenomenal teammate during the contest, and since this match could dissolve into a 3-on-1 handicapped affair, Black could do with some help. That backup could be none other than The Undertaker, who defeated Styles at Super Showdown to capture the Tuwaiq Mountain Trophy, and according to reports, is scheduled to face AJ at WrestleMania 36. After starting their feud in Saudi Arabia and continuing it this week on Raw, having Styles once again be confronted by the Dead Man this Sunday would certainly help build things nicely to WrestleMania and give Black the rub. It's no secret that Raw Executive Director Paul Heyman is a fan of the former NXT champion, and having Black share the ring with the legendary Undertaker as the pair fight off the OC could be a career-defining moment for the Dutch powerhouse. Number 2. Brock Lesnar appears. We've already mentioned that there's a chance of Universal Champion Goldberg appearing this Sunday at Elimination Chamber, but the WWE Hall of Famer isn't the only part-time star with gold around their waist. Ever since October of last year, Brock Lesnar has had an iron grip on the WWE Championship, and though fans have berated the Beast in the past for going weeks without appearing, this recent reign has been much different for Lesnar. In 2020, Lesnar has appeared on most episodes of Monday Night Raw, which is much different than how he usually acts, and given that his WrestleMania match against Drew McIntyre is drawing near, then an appearance this Sunday by the Beast isn't out of the question. While Lesnar has been appearing more and more lately, having him appear on a pay-per-view that isn't one of the Big Four or a Saudi Arabia show is still a rare thing, and the WWE will definitely have swerved the fans if the WWE Champion makes his presence, and his fists felt, this Sunday. Number 1. Asuka is replaced in the Women's Elimination Chamber match. On this week's Raw, Asuka was supposed to take on Shayna Baszler mere days before the pair collided inside the Elimination Chamber, but that match never took place. Instead, Baszler faced Asuka's tag team partner Kairi Sane, as the Empress of Tomorrow is suffering from a sprained wrist that has left fans questioning whether she'll make it to the chamber. Although a star the caliber of Asuka would normally be able to fight through a sprained wrist and compete in a match, the Elimination Chamber is much more dangerous than a standard singles encounter, and the WWE could end up pulling the reigning women's tag team champion from the contest. If this happened, the question is, who would replace the Empress? And while her Kabuki Warriors teammate seems like the obvious choice, the WWE could swerve everyone by bringing back Nia Jax for the match. After having double knee surgery, the former Raw Women's Champion hasn't been seen in WWE in nearly a year, and with there being reports that Jax is ready to return to the ring, there's no better time for her to return, and for WWE to shock its fans in the process.